What is going on, guys? I know I'm slacking with the videos lately, but today I've got an NBA video for you guys. In this video, I'll be going through some of my top player prop picks on this Wednesday night NBA slate. It's been an absolutely insane run in the month of January. I don't know if you're in the Discord server or not, but if you're not in there, you got to join it. Completely free to join. I'm up almost 100 units on this month already. It's only the 21st. There's still days to come in the month. It's a crazy run. Hopefully it continues, and that's mostly NBA and NFL. Honestly, mostly NBA. I didn't really bet NFL too much outside of the playoffs. Obviously, I lost the first week of the playoffs, had a sweep last week, which helped, but it's basically been NBA that's been carrying it for us. I know my videos, I haven't really been posting a lot of them. I've been posting all these plays for the VIPs. You see the QR code up in the top right corner of the video. That gives you a 7-day free trial to become a VIP member, or you can use the link in the description below. Either works, but I've been posting all the NBA plays for the VIPs every day. For those of you who know, I work in income tax. It's a busy time of the year for income tax season right now in January, so I struggle to get videos up in this month, but I'll try my best. But anyways, I've got a handful of plays today, only like 4 of them. I'm only going to go through a couple of them in this video, but I'm going to talk about kind of how I found them. I'm starting to transition more into strategy content and teaching you guys how to find plays yourself. Obviously, I'm still going to give you guys a ton of free plays, but a lot of my content now is going to be directed towards teaching you guys a lot of tips, a lot of tricks, and just kind of showing you how I do things. Because I don't bet every single day. I only share what I bet. And there are days that I take off. I don't bet every single game. We have 2 NFL games this weekend, and I'm struggling to find anything I like. So there are days where I just don't have any action. And obviously, I'm not going to have any content or plays for you guys. So I want to equip you guys with all the ability that I can so you can find these plays yourself. So I'm just going to run down 2 or 3 of my plays today out of the 4 in total that I posted for the VIPs. And I'll talk a little bit about how I found them and, how I got to this point, basically. So before I get into the plays, a couple quick reminders. Mentioned before, join Discord. Link is in the description below. Discord's completely free. If you want to become a VIP, use the QR code in the corner or the link in the description for 7-day free trial. This video is also sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Play $5, get $75 with code LayTheHouseRM when you sign up and make your initial deposit. So definitely take advantage of that. Most of my action out of my 100 units is on Underdog Fantasy. I think I'm up I think it's like 80 units in Underdog and like 20 units on PrizePicks. I just use PrizePicks so much less, but really good run this month. Anyways, let's get into the plays here. What I'm showing on the screen is Outlier.bet. This is the website that I use every day for my research. Really the only website that you need. If you want a 7-day free trial for Outlier, there's a link located in the description below. All right, so let's jump into the plays here. I'm going to start off on the Raptors and Kings game. So we'll filter for the Raptors and Kings. If you want to see my filters of what they are, basically I filtered for PrizePicks, Sleeper, Hard Rock, Underdog, 16 props. It's basically just the main ones like PRA, points, rebounds, assists, first quarter points, first half points, rebounds. Like it's just the main stuff, really. Odds filtered from -130 to -110 to filter out all the fluff. We're going to head over to Scotty Barnes here. This is just a play that I've been on, and the more you play, like the more you pay attention to stuff, the more trends you find. You're just going to keep going back to the same spots. So I'm going to go to Scotty Barnes, and a spot that I like to take Scotty in is on the second leg of a back-to-back. Well, lo and behold, that is what the Raptors are on tonight. Second leg of a back-to-back. They played last night against the Sixers. Now they're facing, not against the Sixers. They played last night at Golden State. And then they're traveling to Sacramento, which really isn't a far travel. It's only like an hour drive or so. But anyways, it is the second leg of a back-to-back for Scotty. On the year, second leg, averaging 23 PRA, going under in all 8 games. Let me filter for under. So I'm on 35.5. You can find 36.5 out there in the wild, but 35.5 is most likely the number that you're going to find. So Scotty Barnes, under 35.5 PRA, under in all 8 games this season on the second leg of a back-to-back. RJ Barrett's out. Doesn't make a difference. Under in all 6 games without Barrett. Podol, he's out. Under all 4 games with Podol. under all 3 games with total and Barrett. Like, it really just doesn't matter. You can even look at last season too, but like it's different because Brandon Ingram's there and different team, but he still went under 7 out of 10 games last year in the second leg of a back-to-back. 15 out of 18, great sample size. He's just not a guy who plays well in the second leg. Going to away games, 8 out of 10. Any way you look at it, second leg of a back-to-back, he generally doesn't perform very well. Even these games where he had like 13 PRA, 34 minutes, 29 minutes, 30 minutes or so, like, he's still on the floor and he's just playing like an absolute garbage. It's just something that I keep going at, and it's been obviously paying off for a while. So that's kind of how I do things. I find spots that make us a lot of money, and I just keep hammering them until the line moves or the trend stops. The other play, just like that, is a first half prop only on Underdog Fantasy. So that's why it's important. Use code LaylandHouseRM, get an account on Underdog Fantasy, and place Donovan Mitchell under first half PRA of 20.5. This has been money this year. Last year it was Trae Young. Obviously that's not the case this year. This year, Donovan Mitchell. They're not moving this line. They really haven't moved it at all. It was at like 20.5 since the season started. I've seen it going up to 22.5 in some instances where like Mobley's out and Garland's out, and he was still cashing it. It's 20.5 tonight. It was 19.5 the other night, and it went under. I'm not really sure why. They're just going to keep giving it to us. But hey, 80% win rate on the season. Going under 32 out of 40 games. Obviously, there's some games in there with blow-up spots. That's just going to happen. When you take it under, you got to accept that. It's just going to happen here and there. Filtering for away games, 15 out of 17 away games this year. If I want to filter for games without Garland, all right, 6 out of 7 away games, 14 out of 16 games in general. Like, sure, I'll just keep taking this every time this line is out there. And that's kind of the way I do things. Like I said, I find a trend. I remember these spots. And I just keep hammering them and keep cashing on them up until the trend stops or up until the line moves. One or the other. And by trend stopping, I don't mean like losing like 1 or 2 games. I mean like losing like 4 or 5 in a row. Or like a total role change. Like, if Mitchell miraculously just started playing, 22 minutes in the first half for some reason, I'd jump off it. But when all else is equal here, and if he's just going to continue to perform under this number, I'm just going to keep taking it. I guess I'll give you guys one more bet tonight. It is a similar play in the same game. Something that I've been on a little bit, but I haven't really bet a ton, but I've been watching it for a bit here. Ryan Kalkbrenner, over 11.5 points and rebounds. So no Miles Plumlee tonight, or Mason Plumlee tonight. Miles is long gone. He's gone over this number 18 out of 20 games this year without Mason Plumlee. These damn Plumlee brothers. I forgot which one was in the Nets. I think it was Mason Plumlee. Anyways, that's besides the point. But he's averaging 15.8 PNR per game in this sample size. Found a filter for games with Diabate in as well, because he is a starting center. Kalkbrenner's going to come off the bench, play about like 20, 25 minutes or so. He's gone over this number 18 out of 19 games. One game, he only had 2 points, but he only played 13 minutes. He was back up to 23 minutes or so the other night. That's around what I expect, coming off the bench, relieving Diabate, playing about half the game, splitting half the time with him. Number's too low. I don't care about the matchup. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I care about the minutes and opportunity. And the trend fits. We're going to go there with Kalkbrenner. I guess I'll share one more with you guys since I'm recording a video for one of the rare moments for the NBA. My final play here, SGA, under 22.5 field goal attempts. He's gone under this number 74% of games this season, but if I filter for games without J-Dub, it goes to 75%. Away games, even the home road splits really don't matter at all. 9 out of 11 games this year on the road without J-Dub. Just solid spot for SGA. You filter for a game without Hartenstein too. It's just 1 of 1, too small of a sample size. You could filter for games with Chet, which is what I like to look at when I'm looking at SGA props, because Chet is the other high usage guy in the team. Turns into 13 out of 16 games going under 22 shot attempts. It's 9 out of 10 on the road. I don't see a correlation with home road splits here, but 13 out of 16 games piques my interest. We'll go there. That's going to wrap up the plays for today. Like I mentioned before, join Discord. Free to join. Link is in the description below. I don't know when I'll have another video up for you guys. I'll definitely have the NFL one up this weekend if I could find some good plays for you guys. I'd like to get more NBA videos up for you, but like I've been making these bets at like 4 or 5 p.m. most days, just because work's getting in the way and stuff. By the time I start my research and actually make my bets, post them for the VIPs, I want to give it time to marinate too before I jump on here and give the plays to everybody else, because VIPs get top preference. You guys are paying for the picks. Obviously, you guys are gonna get the special treatment. Um, Also, join my Substack. I don't know if I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but I started a Substack where it's all strategy written articles. It's completely free. I posted an article talking about the right way to find trends. I posted another one yesterday about my tennis betting strategy, kind of walking you guys through a video that I made like 8 years ago on YouTube. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, totally free content, really good insight in there. Link is in the description below. But anyways, best of luck on your bets tonight. Appreciate you guys sticking around, and thanks for watching.